Hello again. Who remembers the book in which I read from A Warm Tale and Other Stories? This book I found in my library of books donated from my parents to me. This was published in 1950, written by Grandma Bogle, illustrated by her daughter Cindy Bogle. I saw that she signed the book. Flip through some pages. The first story I'll read from Saturday Night Baths. Saturday, during my childhood years, was a day of cleansing, both spiritually and physically. The two could not be separated. Most modern day psychologists maintain that man is a duality. With this, I agree. Our spiritual side was cleansed each Saturday afternoon when we kids were expected to go over to the Catholic Church, enter the confessional, and confess our sins to the parish priest. Sin was sin in those days. These times, sin is sin disguised by various euphemisms. Our opening statement to the priest was, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." We were not given the option of calling it something else like a mistake, for instance. The priest assured us of forgiveness and bade us, "Go in peace and bless you." Welcome, everyone. If you're just now coming in to my YouTube channel, I've come across a book that was given to me by my parents. I went through a stack of books one day and I came across this little curious book because the cover was interesting. And I opened it up and it's a collection of short stories that Grandma Bogle, whoever she was, told to her family, and they had it printed and published. And her daughter, one of her daughters, she had 7 kids. One of her daughter did the illustrations for this book. So I'm reading from this first part, Saturday Night Baths. Continue on. Our physical side was taken care of on a Saturday night. A big tin tub was placed near the stove and filled with hot water. Welcome, Clumsy Coco. Hello to you. A big tin tub was placed near the stove and filled with hot water. On a chair beside it was a towel, a stiff brush, and a bar of live soap. Hi, Anonymous. Welcome to my channel. The soap was yellow and strong. It was made by my mother. Today we make our own soaps too. Do you make your own soaps or have you ever tried? So, and listen, we were all bathed in the same water, but with an addition of some hot water from the tea kettle on the stove nearby. The youngest child was bathed first, and on down the line, there were 4 of us, and I was second in line. Okay, Anonymous has a question. What book is this? Thank you for your question. This is the front of the book, and it is titled, get the glare off, A Warm Tale and Other Stories, written by Grandma Bogle. It was a collection of books that my parents left me, and I went through them one day, and I came across this book because I loved the cover of it. So this book was published in 1950, and on to the story. Grandma was bathing the children. When she was finished with our baths, we burned more in some places than in others. I won't go into that. It would not have done any good to complain. There was a pan beside the tub which had water and vinegar in it. We dipped our heads in this. Mama said this made our hair shiny and cut the soap. Anybody know about that trick? I don't. Next, we donned cleaned underclothes, which we wore until the next bath night. In the winter, we wore long johns. The girls had a rectangular opening in the back with a row of buttons on the top. This was called a drop seat. The boys had a different arrangement. The opening was a long, narrow slip and closed with one big button. Imagine sitting on that button all day in school. Ouch! The girls' arrangement was much better, I think. So off we'd go to bed, body and spirit taken care of for another week. Did kids really smell? Of course they did. The teacher had a long pole with a hook on one end with which she opened the top window several times a day. It didn't bother us kids a bit. We didn't even notice it because we all smelled alike. Okay, that's the end of the story, and on this page here is called the Lard soap recipe. I'll just zoom in on that and let you look at that. How to make lard soap. We still buy lard in the United States. It's not a healthy something to buy, but some people do use it. If you use it where you're at, it's cool. It just is known to me as grease. Hi Naomi. This is the book that I'm reading from called A Warm Tale and Other Stories. And there's a recipe that Grandma Bogle's mother used for making soap. Here's the cover of the book. If anyone wants to Google it, probably could find this online. Here you go. But it's a copy that I had found among some books given to me by my parents many years ago, and I just was thumbing through them and found some things. Here's the title and the signature of her there. Here's a little bit more information if that might help you. Here's a list of her children. All her children right here. Still have big families. This is one of the theater. This is one of the movies. On Saturday afternoons, we kids went to the movies. These were the days of silent films. The talking pictures came in later when I was going into my teen years. The actors moved their lips and we read the words on the bottom of the screen. Today they call it closed captioning. The kids who could not get out of dragging a small sibling along had to read it out loud to them if they couldn't read yet. If I'm reading too fast, let me know in the chat. It was a great incentive for any kid to learn to read. These Saturday movies were called matinees, and the tickets cost 5 cents. They were double features. There would be a short comedy followed by the regular movie. The comedies were often Charlie Chaplin films on our gang comedies. You can see these oldies on TV, sometimes under the title of The Little Rascals. Sometimes we watched The Three Stooges, Buster Keaton, Fatty Arbuckle, or W.C. Fields. It was pure slapstick and pie-in-the-face drama. We kids thought they were hilarious, and they were. The regular features was either a western or what was called a melodrama, complete with a villain, who we booed and hissed. He always had evil designs on the poor girl in the play. She was always rescued by the hero, whom we cheered loudly. Thank you guys for the likes today. I appreciate you stopping and listening to me read a little bit. I did do a part 1 of this book, and I thought I would come back and do a part 2. There are several chapters in here. The last part of the book is Warm Tales of Christmas Memories. The illustrations, I think, are really nice. And what is this? Can anybody make out what this is? I'll wait. I like that. Kamala Harris or Trump, I don't know. This is ballerina slippers. I don't know what the implication of this is, when this is. The bells in my life. I'm just going to take you through some illustrations. Different type of bells that we use. Wedding bells, Christmas bells, jingle bells, school bells, church bells, a farm bell, camp bell, closing bell. When they ring them golden bells for me. Being a woman. I don't understand that comment from A. Kamala Harris or Trump. Are you asking if I'm going to vote for one of them? I choose not to answer the question if that's what you're asking me. No comment. Thank you for staying and watching this channel. These are, this right here is this Grandma Bogle right here who wrote this book, and her husband, that was her mother. The end of the tail, get it? The very end of the tail. Do you like to read short stories, science fiction, nonfiction? Who feels like chatting? I'll try to answer any questions. If you want me to read another book, if you let me know, I might try to find a book and read it to you. Take it over here. This is my view today. Where are you guys at? This is Northwest Tennessee. And I will say goodbye for now. Join me later to do part 3, and possibly I'll do another book for you. Depends on what you want. Comment below and let me know. If you want to see Buddy, you have to comment too and say bring Buddy on, because Buddy is downstairs taking his little siesta without the mamacita. Mamacita upstairs alone. Okay. Goodbye for now. I'm going to go do some cooking next time. Bye.